Hey guys, what's up? My name is Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we're going to be talking about all things goal setting, how to set goals, how to plan them, but most importantly, this is the key part of this goal, how to actually achieve them. Let's jump right in. So you might be like me where I was a year and a half, 2 years ago, where you're asking yourself, what's the point? What's the point in setting goals? I'm setting goals and I'm making no progress. I'm setting goals and I make a little bit of progress and then I fall off the wagon. I have no time to work on my goals. I'm a busy person. I'm a busy woman. What's the point in setting goals? And I hear you, because I got so frustrated with my goals that I didn't set anything for a whole year. And the problem is I, despite, whether I set goals or not, I still wasn't making any progress. And I really wanted to change my life. And I just got to a point where I was so stuck and I was so frustrated. And I was like, I need to figure out how to make this work. I need to figure out how to make change in my life. I need to figure out how to set goals and actually achieve and accomplish them. And while I'm still far from perfect, I'm still learning and I'm still growing, I have been able to find a system that works really well for me, that helps me overcome any challenges and roadblocks that I have. It really helps me keep a good mindset while I'm working on my goals. It helps me stay productive with my time. And these are all the things I want to share with you. So I'm going to be sharing my 6-step goal setting framework with you guys today. And this framework really was created over time. And it's something that I created I pulled bits and pieces from other people's methods and ideas. I read a lot of books, I listened to podcasts, I took a couple goal setting courses, and there were things that I took from each that I really liked. And then I was able to kind of put everything in and modify it, tweak it until I came up with this system that has been working really well for me. And so the first thing I want to talk about is getting clarity on your vision and what you want your life to be. So one thing I was falling into the trap of doing was setting goals that I kind of felt like I had to set, or that were a natural progression, or setting what I call empty goals. Like they were just goals where it was like, go for a walk every day, drink more water. And these are good goals, don't get me wrong, but there's no real clarity around why you're working on that goal. To me, that is more of a progress goal. It's like a mini goal that is helping you with a bigger goal, right? So if you're just arbitrarily setting these like small micro goals that have no theme and you don't really know your why, you're gonna find yourself stuck. You're gonna have no motivation to do it. You're gonna fall off the wagon at some point. And so the first step really is getting clarity around your vision, around your values, around what you want your life to look like in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, anything. And there are a few different ways to do this. I have 3, but I have one which is really hands down my favorite. I got it from the book Declutter Your Mind from S.J. Scott. I have also seen it other places. I'm not sure who actually originally created this method, but it is something that is pretty commonly used. I just happened to find it for the first time in this book, and that really is getting clear on what your core values are. So you pick your 6 or 7 or 8, and then you figure out how you're living out of alignment with those values, and then you start to set goals based on helping you get yourself back on track. And this system absolutely changed my life when I found it. In 2021, I had hit a really low place. I was really depressed. I was really frustrated. I was exhausted, burnt out beyond belief, and I just felt so hopeless. I was really thinking like, is this life? Is this all it is? Isn't there a bigger purpose? Am I supposed to be doing something else? And I just was really stuck. And doing this exercise completely shifted my mindset, because I was able to determine what was important to me. I was able to figure out what parts of my life were out of alignment with that, and there were a lot, let me tell you. And then I was able to start making changes to get myself back on track. And one of the big things I did was cutting back to part-time work. And I know that this may not be the same for everybody, but it is very enlightening. That's a good word I'll use. It was very enlightening to kind of see how far off course my life had gotten. And then when I set the goals after doing that exercise, it was so much easier because I had this clarity. I knew my why. And so I think that's something that we really do wrong. We set a goal and then we think about the why after. And I think flipping those around, figure out your why and then set your goals, because once you know your why and you have that burning passion, you want to get that why, you want to achieve that, the goals come as a byproduct, and then you are just so much more motivated and well set up to actually start achieving those goals. The second step is creating an action plan. And I know the word action plan actually kind of makes me cringe a little bit because I feel like it's a very corporate term, but it is so incredibly important to do, because setting goals is one thing, but you need to have a plan of how you're actually going to get there. And not that you need to know how you're going to get from step A to Z, but at least how you're going to get from step A to B, and then B to C, and then C to D. And so what I like to do is I take my big goal and I turn it into a result goal. So I tie a specific result that I want to achieve to that goal. That's my result goal. And then I break that down into mini goals or progress goals. And then I create action plan for one mini goal at a time. So let's say my goal is to lose 20 pounds. I might break that down by saying, okay, I want to lose 4 pounds in January, 4 pounds in February, 4 pounds in March. So then my next action plan is going to be what I'm doing in January to lose 4 pounds. That's just a very broad, vague example, but I hope you get the idea of, I don't want you to plan out your entire goal, because things are going to change, your tactics are going to change, your strategies are going to change, your goal might even change a little bit based on results you're getting. So it's more so about focusing on that first step ahead of you, coming up with a game plan, and then taking action. And that leads into my third step, is taking that action plan and actually starting to make some progress with it. And I like to do this by setting up some kind of planning system. So I personally use a bullet journal. That's what a lot of the content on my channel has been about thus far. But you can use any kind of planner. You can use a store-bought planner, you can use a binder, you can use just a plain notebook, you can use your Google Calendar, anything that works for you. But I like to get a planner set up so I can plan out my time, plan out my actions, and I can plan that into my month, my week, and my day so that I actually have time to work on my goals. My fourth step that I do is I really focus on how I can make my goals more of a priority over the essential areas of my life. And this was such a big mindset shift for me, because I spent so much of my day and so much of my week and so much of my time in general focused on the essential areas of my life. So things like just the boring stuff, cleaning my house, cooking dinners, grocery shopping, paying bills, working, the things that have to get done. And it was such a big mindset shift for me, because I knew that I needed to create time and space in my life for my goals, but it was very much, how do I do it when I have no time? And I don't know if it, I don't know specifically where I heard it or where I read it. I wish I remembered, but it was along the lines of, if you want to make change in your life, you need to start making your goals the priority, not your essentials. And because your essentials are what are keeping you stuck right now. And this was a very eye-opening lesson for me, and it was difficult, but I did start managing to find ways to give myself more time to my goals. And so part of that was taking steps to get myself back in alignment with my values. And again, one example, I already mentioned it, was that I cut back to part-time work so that I could focus on other things that were more important. Another thing I started doing a lot was systemizing the essential areas of my life. And so that was my big, that was the fourth step, was really finding ways to get creative and find more time to work on my goals. The fifth step was finding ways to stay motivated to my goals. And this one's really important too, because it's very easy to lose motivation, lose momentum, and get off the, fall off the wagon, so to speak. And so it was really important to me to find ways to stay motivated to my goal. And so, for example, one of the big things that I did was that I started journaling every day, and I would journal specifically about my goals. I would, talk about my small wins. I would talk about my struggles. I would really think about what I struggled with and what I can learn from it. And I really just created this goal diary, I'll call it, of how I was doing and how I was progressing. And just doing that helped me stay so motivated, because on days where I was frustrated, I would sit down and I would journal about it. And by journaling about it, I almost let it go out of my mind, out of my body, and I could sleep better. And then I'd wake up the next day being like, hey, it's a fresh day, let's go again. Versus when I didn't journal, I'd go to bed and I'd fester on this negative feeling, or, if I felt like I didn't do enough, or if I had a big challenge and I didn't know how to overcome it, I would go to bed and it would fester and it would keep me up. And then the next morning I'd wake up in such a negative headspace and I wouldn't want to work on my goal anymore. I'd be so frustrated. So journaling was definitely something that really helped me with staying motivated to my goal, keeping on track, and just staying motivated to get those results. And then the sixth thing that I do is I also think about ways that I can help improve my mindset around my goals. So this is something I'm always working on. If I'm struggling to achieve a goal now, one of the first things I'm looking at is, what is my mindset around this goal? Is there any blocks? Are there any limiting beliefs? Is there something I am internally doing to self-sabotage this goal? And if there is, I'm going to work on it. So prime example, one of my biggest issues right now are my money blocks. I have some very big money blocks right now, and it is something I am working on. I am reading books. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm journaling. I'm doing money manifestations, money visualizations, and just by giving myself the space and room to do that, even if I have to put the goal on pause while I'm doing that, again, at least the goal's not being forgotten about. It's, I've addressed that I have this challenge around my mindset, something's going on internally, I fix it, and then I can take that, go back to my goal, and I can start to crush it. And it's been working so well for me. And so if at any point I find I'm struggling with my goals, I'll go back to any one of those steps. So I'll go back, have my core values changed, have my vision changed. No, we're good. Okay, is my action plan wrong? Is something wrong there? Did I not plan it out correctly? Am I disconnected? What's going on there? No, we're good there. Okay, on to the next step. Am I planning? Am I thinking about my time? Is that where I'm disconnected? No, okay. And then I move on to, do I have enough time? Am I burnt out? Am I getting overwhelmed? Am I being productive? Is my mindset good? So I basically just go through these steps to figure out what is actually wrong. I go back to that step, reevaluate, and then I jump back into it. And this system has helped me really stay in line with my goals so much. Okay, I know that was a lot of information in a really short period of time, but I really hope it helps give you guys some new ideas and insight into things that you can do with your own goals to start making progress towards them. To help you take the next tiny step, I've actually included some of my action planning worksheets in the description below. So you just follow that link, you submit your email, and then I email those sheets directly to you. There are two versions. So one is you can print it out and you can fill it in, just good old school pen and paper. But if you prefer to do it on your computer, there's also a version where you can just fill it in right on your computer. So again, submit your email address and then I will send those to you. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button below. It definitely helps support my channel and I really appreciate it. And then if you want to be notified whenever I upload new videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button below as well. I'm currently uploading new videos every 5 days and I have tons of awesome content coming up here in the next couple weeks. But yeah, that is it for now. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.